Okay, this is the back to school technology introduction. I'm going to introduce you to the different websites that we'll be using. This covers all my classes, so there are some websites that some of the classes will use, some of them will not. Um, So basically, where do I easily access all of these apps and websites? We'll talk about Clever. Submit attendance requirement that will be in Schoology for those of you that are remote learners. And those same attendance requirements is actually the warm up for other in class. So you're doing the same work. Uh, access notes and videos will be done through EdPuzzle. Access and submit assignments will be done through Schoology or HRW. Um, that is specified to specific classes. Access a graphing calculator. We have Desmos, and also we have a TI-84 app on the Chromebooks that you'll be able to use. Get additional instruction or SAT prep. We'll be using Khan Academy, and access virtual meetings will be done through Microsoft Meet. So clever.com, this is what you would see when you open it up. You will log in using your Google Chrome login. And it's basically a one-stop shop for a quick I need to go to Khan Academy. You click on Khan Academy and it opens up Khan Academy. You need to go to the online textbook. This will open up the website version of the online textbook. There is a second option that I'll discuss later that I cannot actually put in here. But you can access that directly on your Chromebook. Flipgrid, which we'll use occasionally for assignments. Desmos, again, this takes you directly to the website for the graphing calculator. IXL, which is where we can get extra practice for Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, possibly even statistics. EdPuzzle, which is where you'll find your videos for the notes, and apparently I had it on there twice. So if we wanted to open up Clever, just so you can see what it'll look like, when you first open it up, it'll say log in as, and you'll pick student. And then it will go to this screen and you'll simply click the login with your G-Cloud. As long as you're logged into your Chromebook with your G-Cloud, that will just go straight in. So next is Schoology. For those of you that don't know it, elearning.tisd.org is our direct link to Schoology. If you do a Google search for the word Schoology, it will not necessarily pull that up. So you always need to use that particular website. This is where you'll find the weekly agenda. Assignments for some of the classes are all in Schoology. Some of them, they're linked into Schoology, and attendance, but what due dates and all that for all assignments are all listed on Schoology. So you will log in with your G-Cloud if it doesn't automatically log you in. As you can see, there will be announcements if there's something important that I need to let you guys know. You'll see a list of important documents like reference charts and the syllabus, and then a link to the weekly agenda that looks kind of like the one I'm using now, as well as folders with our assignments in them. You'll also see over here on the side a calendar. These are reminders about the check-ins, daily check-ins. They are due the day that they are assigned, so you definitely want to make sure to get that done immediately. And it will also list out tests. What it does not list every time is the individual assignments. And I just want to briefly pop into a classes link. So you'll see my classes icons. You'll know that they're mine because they actually are very colorful. So saying you're in Advanced Algebra 2, this would be you. You'll see a folder that says daily mandatory check-ins. This is where you're going to do your attendance and warm-ups. Those are done every day, and you can access them through this, or you can actually click on the calendar and it'll take you straight to it. For Advanced Algebra 2, we have AP Stats. There's an performance task that will be listed. You'll access it for there. For the individual units, you'll notice that on the unit folder, it spells out what you're doing in each section and when the due dates for those sections are. So when you're accessing for Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, you access, say, 1-1 HRW, the due date on HRW is different than this. And the reason for that is because if I set it for the 15th, then if you didn't get it turned in or was going to turn it in, say, late, you wouldn't even be able to access it if I set it to the 15th on HRW. So HRW will have it set to the due date of the day of the review, the 20, whatever that day is. So for um, Algebra 2, it would be October 5th is when all the HRW assignments is the last day you'll be able to submit it. But if you do not submit it by the due date that's on this folder, you will be penalized and you'll get a max of a 70 on that grade. Okay, next. EdPuzzle is where you'll find your video notes and journal. You will log in with your G-Cloud. If you have not already done so, go ahead and take a moment to go to type in edpuzzle.com, and then it will ask you for a class code and type in this class code. Make sure you're picking the class code for your class period and make sure it's the same that I put the class period as well as the name. If you're in Mrs. Pierce's statistics class, it is not separating by class periods because I'm only temporarily going to be your teacher for this. So I've got all of you using the same class code. So when you signed in, if you haven't done this yet, you will actually go to login and it will ask you, are you a teacher or are you a student? You're a student, obviously. When you get into your, in there, you will see a list of different, I'm going to log in as actually, I'm not going to log in. Basically, you'll see a list of the videos that you have not completed. Some of them do not become accessible until the day of the lesson. But they also have a due date. However, these are set to the due date that you should be doing it. And if you turn it in late, or if you want to watch it after that date, you'll still be able to access it. It will just tell me that you were late. Okay, HRW, this is strictly for Algebra 1 and Advanced Algebra 2. There are two ways that you can access the website. The first one is my.hrw.com. And that will look like this screen right here. And you'll log in using your G-Cloud email and your Chromebook password. The other way is through an app that you can access on your Chromebook. So if you go down to the bottom of your screen, there's a little circle. You click on that, and then if you scroll through, you should be able to find the HRW HMH player. And that's what this would look like. Again, you will log in the same way that you log in your um, with your Chromebook. Okay, so once you do log in, you'll notice that there's a couple of different icons that you can access. Again, this is how the setup is for the app. If you're using the website, it's going to look slightly different. Unfortunately, I can't show you that as an example because when I log in, it looks completely different from what y'all do. The part that you won't see on yours is to create. So under View Library, you have access to a student edition. And just to give you a brief picture of that, it is organized by units. These units do not necessarily match what our class period are, what we're doing. So if you're wanting to look at that, if you're curious about what the computer is, please let me know. I will tell you, hey, we're in unit 1, module, whatever. Okay. I do not assign the actual textbook version of the notes because it can be a bit messy. And it doesn't let me limit your assignments like I like to. You'll also see a list of assignments. Now, again, note the due date that shows on here says due the 21st, but if you click into the actual assignment, you'll, let me see, I need to pause. Sorry, when you click into the assignment, there's actually going to be a note there. And just to show you what that would look like, if you click on view assignments, you can actually view all of the assignment list. And if you don't immediately see it, look for a dot over here on the most recent date. And obviously this is the day of the review, and then all of your assignments under that will appear. This is a temporary one, so it only shows one assignment. But if you click over here where the little drop down is, it shows you that the actual due date is the 15th at midnight. And after that date, the highest grade you'll get is a 70. The last date to turn in late is the 21st. So that's the part that I'm going to hold you to, is that due date that's in here, not the due date that's actually set for the computer. That has the due date that's on the computer has everything to do with um, being uh, for the computer, or to keep you having ability to get to it. Okay. Resume. Okay, so the next one, let me just go back. The next one that I want everybody to see, this is for all the classes, is Desmos.com, is a web graphing calculator that you can access online. You can actually, there's an app you can even download to your cell phone that you'll be able to use this. The app is not available on our Chromebooks. So the website is desmos.com. When you log in, when you get in, you don't necessarily have to log in. If you just click on the graphing calculator, it'll open. I do recommend you log in with your G Cloud. Reason for that is anything you do on here, if you want to are working on something, you can actually save what you're working on in your Google Drive, and that way, if you have a question about something, you can actually share the website or the link to that particular graph with me, and then ask any questions you happen to have. So that's kind of important. And this is set up very similar to the textbook or to your TI Inspires. The only thing this doesn't do is there is no insolve on there, but I will show you how you can manipulate this thing so that it almost does the same thing as insolve. Okay, so the next one is a TI-84 calculator app. Because we want to make sure that students at home as well in the classroom have the same calculator option. Algebra 2 will be using the TI-84 calculator app. Algebra 1 and AP Stats will be using the TI Inspires, and Statistics, you will also be using the TI-84. So what you will do is you will look at the bottom of your screen again at that little zero, and you will find the icon that says TI-84. When you click on it, it pops up a virtual version of what the actual calculator looks like. We do have these calculators in the classroom, and at home you'll be able to use them. I will be giving you tutorials or send you to specific YouTube videos that actually have tutorials on how to actually use as we need to do certain things. In the meantime, you don't have to worry about working on that. Okay, present. Okay, and there is no login for the TI-84. However, if you don't see this icon in your when you do that little circle on your Chromebook, let me know so I can make sure that that gets added to your Chromebook. Okay, Khan Academy is our next website that we'll be using. This will have additional lessons. Sometimes I'll send you there for a video instead of me doing a video, or it may be for you to do as your choices. AP Stats, this is where you'll be doing some practice problems for the test, and SAT prep for those of you that are in Algebra 2. 3 days a week, up to 3 days a week, we will be doing AP or SAT prep, AP for the AP stats and SAT for everybody else. So take a moment and go to khanacademy.org and go ahead and put in your class code so you can join the class. Again, Mrs. Pierce's statistics class, you all go to the same class code. This Also, this particular slide deck will be on Schoology in each one of your classes. So if you want to go to that slide deck and then open it up, and you can click on these different hyperlinks and they will add you directly to that website. Okay, so how do I go to Google, or I'm sorry, Microsoft Team if you're a remote learner, or even if you're at home and you want to do the virtual office hours after school on Thursday? In the weekly agenda, you will find a slide that looks just like this one, and in it will be the link to Microsoft Team. And all you have to do is click on the link. Everything else is done for you. You click on the link, put in your name, enter, and you're good. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. This link is also in every one of the classes. It's a specific link to the class, so that every class's link is different, but the agenda in Schoology and the link in Schoology belongs to your class. By the way, these dates and times are specific to one of the classes. I just copied it from, I think it was Algebra 2. If you want in-person tutorials, reminder that I have before school by appointment tutorials and after school tutorials on Wednesdays and Fridays. And that is everything.